Planetside 2 scores a new type of aircraft. SMITE says goodbye to beta. Albion Online sees a short alpha period, and zombies, monsters, and robots are all invading the new shooter. All of this and more on this week's episode of Free-to-Play Weekly. Planetside 2 players will soon find their skies filled with a new type of aircraft, one which could easily pass as a harasser with wings, the Valkyrie. Matt Higbee, creative director on Planetside 2 and all-around pretty boy, revealed the vehicle during a new update video which previewed some of the changes in store for the MMO FPS over the coming months. Similar to the Norse legend it's named after, the Valkyrie are best suited for bringing small squads to or away from battles. These small attack aircraft are described as agile and allow for one pilot and forward gunner, while two other players ride in rumble seats on each side of the aircraft. The rumble seats' open design allows the exposed players to use their own weapons and grant them more control over their vision. Other slightly less but still impressive changes in store includes a large-scale balance pass, refining of the newly implemented mission system, and other changes which reinforce outfit gameplay, including the ability for outfits to capture bases. All these changes are set to begin starting in April, progressing through the month of May and into the summer, with the Valkyrie being released sometime then. The gods are truly returning to Earth this time, as Hi-Rez Studios' third-person MOBA SMITE has finally been unshackled from its beta bindings and released to players in both North America and Europe who are eager to pick their favorite pantheon. Of course, no MOBA release is complete without a cinematic trailer depicting action which never occurs as it appears in-game, and Hi-Rez wasn't one to disappoint, showcasing the prowess several of the mighty gods players have at their disposal. Boasting 3 million registered players and 51 gods across 7 pantheons, SMITE has enjoyed a surprising amount of popularity over its long beta period. According to Hi-Rez, SMITE players enjoyed over 74 million hours played, racking up 1 billion player kills. While not on the same level as other more established MOBAs, SMITE's early financial success can be seen with Hi-Rez's $200,000 launch tournament, where half of the prize pool was generated from player purchases in-game. With the release of Loadout's Update 2.0, the fantastic third-person shooter continues packing on the pounds by adding a new domination mode, Steam achievements, a new map called Spires, and equipment parts, all while also tweaking some of the more pesky weapon combinations and the annoyingly overpowered personal shield. Loadout's new domination mode isn't as creatively ambitious as some of the previous entries like Annihilation. Instead, domination feels a bit more like Blitz, with players fighting over control over 3 persistent control points instead of only 1, which changes position after every cap. In 2.0, players no longer have to party up before matches and can now join on their friends' games in progress to even the odds or simply screw with their KDR. Players' parties are also less likely to be split during casual play. Edge of Reality has made several changes to certain weapons in the update, reducing the effectiveness of the all-powerful Tesla beams, while simultaneously buffing several aspects of sniper rifles and giving pulse weapons a small damage increase as well. The personal shield equipment has also been reworked slightly and now only lasts 10 seconds after players activate them manually. These changes, along with the introduction of a new deployable shield and wave propulsion, also means players will have more viable options when choosing their loadout. Developer Sandbox Interactive has engaged in a 2-week alpha test for the Ultima Online-inspired MMO Albion Online, allowing some players to explore, craft, and ultimately claim their own territories within the world. Given that Albion Online is heavily focused on cooperative guild PvP, Sandbox Interactive has released a new update which notably adds customizable guild emblems displayed on a player's armor, which also making it easier for players to actually find suitable guilds by using the new guild search tool. The devs have also gone about adding a real estate system which, after a small fee, grants the player his own plot of land on which they can build and furnish their own house. The real estate system is separate from the territory control metagame, which protects the player's house from any marauding guilds who may have otherwise reduced the quaint cottage to a pill of rubble. Albion Online is scheduled to be released across multiple platforms sometime this year. Bluehole Studio, the same studio that brought us the fantasy MMORPG Terra, is turning some wrenches on a new Unreal 3 engine-based FPS zombies, monsters, and robots. As their previous shooter Mercenary Ops was never adapted for the West, its sequel, which has been rebranded as Zombies, Monsters, and Robots for the West, is being published by En Masse Entertainment. So why exactly are 3 of Earth's most feared sci-fi enemies causing coordinated catastrophe? Chalk it up to the campaign of portals polluting Earth with its monstrosities, unleashing a collaboration of classic enemies to do their evil bidding across the globe. While ZMR will feature your standard 8 vs 8 mode, the shooter will also come equipped with a co-op campaign which pits teams of 8 against hordes of foes, and inevitably challenging bosses, along with a survival mode which tests the player's ability to withstand the tribulations of an evil siege in a world driven to madness and pandemonium. Zombies, monsters, and robots will be seeing a public alpha stage in April, while its official launch is predicted for sometime this summer. A fresh adventure is on the horizon, as the browser-based MMORPG Eldevin is set to receive its first fully loaded free expansion this April 3rd. Dubbed A Tale of Sand and Shards, the expansion from Hunted Cow Studios will explore 5 brand new areas, all crammed to the brim with an impressive 45 dungeons. These new dungeons will contain hordes of brand new enemies and 7 new provocative bosses. Available challenges also provide an opportunity for players to land class-based weapon sets. Furthermore, players can now level their characters and crafting levels to a new cap of 45, unlocking brand new abilities on the way. Throw in some always useful talent points along with the know-how to craft mightier weapons, armor sets, and jewelry, you've got yourself a legitimate expansion. Players on the lookout for in-game freebies should log in for the first week of the expansion, as the devs will be handing out gifts to early birds who show their support. The Reloaded team has been putting in some overtime working on some recent upgrades for their action-based MMOTPS APB Reloaded. The team's been busy stripping out the old custom-built APB engine systems with UE3 and making a transition to the newer 2013 version of the engine. As their first plan of action, the Reloaded team will be focused on getting the updated engine working for the game as it currently is. This means that straight out of the door, players might not see too much of a difference in regards to the visual aspect of the game. However, the devs have promised to add dynamic lighting, subsurface scattering, and other new effects as development continues. No ETA has been given on when players can expect to see these changes due to what the team called a Pandora's box of programming issues, emphasizing that there are variable and unpredictable issues keeping them from giving an ETA on when development will be completed. And the game of the week is Infinite Crisis. A mixture of RPG and strategy within the arena walls of a MOBA, Infinite Crisis challenges heroes of the DC multiverse to show what it is they fight for. A vast roster that offers an ample selection of iconic champions supplies players with the freedom to make the dream team of their choosing, mashing all of their favorites into one hell of a squadron to be reckoned with. Infinite Crisis takes the idea of crossing universes a step further, providing more than just one type of certain hero. Players can choose from a Dark Knight-themed Batman to a similar-minded yet different in method Gaslight Batman, and even a cursed vampiric hero known as Nightmare Batman. These differently coordinated heroes from their own universes helps players choose their favorite supers, while still getting the opportunity to experience a variety of playstyle options. Once a hero or villain has been selected, players can use special stolen powers and augments for an even greater variety, using the augments to enhance the stats of chosen heroes, while stolen powers grant a player new strengths, including the ability to call down meteors or pick up cars parked along Gotham's streets. Several maps are currently featured in Infinite Crisis, each with their own objectives and special events which occur throughout the match. During gameplay, players may experience a meteor event, opening up new pathways through the map and dealing damage to those unlucky enough to be caught in the blast. Still, other events have players battling over a doomsday device capable of wiping out huge areas of the coastal city map. So, if you're looking for a non-fantasy MOBA that's filled with destruction on a heroic level, then be sure to check out Infinite Crisis. That is going to be all on this week's episode of Free to Play Weekly. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment in the comment section below. And be sure to head over to MMOBomb.com for more free to play action. Until next time, Natsumii out.